Hey everybody, this video is going to show you two things. The first thing I'm going to show you is how to change sounds on your MIDI using your MIDI keyboard. And the second thing I'm going to show you is a little bit about how to create a melody that will sound good. Because for your next assignment where you're recording into pop song structure, you're going to be creating your own melodies over top of sounds that you have chosen. Okay? So the first thing we'll do is how to change your sound. So my keyboard is hooked up right now. Okay, I plugged it in, and I'm gonna click on Add a New Track. Remember, you click on Pianos and Keyboards. Okay, so it's all hooked up. Okay, if I hit a button and I don't hear anything, okay, remember you can go to Settings, MIDI Settings, and then you click this down, and you're either on the MPK Mini 2 or the LPK. Okay, so when it says it's working, then you should be good. All right, now everything I do, you'll see the keys move down here. So when I click a button on my keyboard, okay, they happen down there, and I'm gonna actually move this down one octave so you can see. Okay, so you can see what notes I'm hitting. All right, so I'm gonna change the sound first. That we do right here. You just click here, okay, and you have all these sounds to choose from. Okay, you can do any sound you want, and you can see, you can kind of hear what it sounds like by hitting the play. Okay, there are other sounds, right? So I could have accordion. Then when I hit my buttons, you can see, you can hear what it sounds like. Okay, you could do a synth, which is more of like an electronic sound. So FX is just going to be like kind of like sound effects. So if I push and hold, you can kind of hear that a little bit. Okay, let me turn that up a little. Okay. And then rhythmic is going to be things that kind of make like a rhythmic sound. So if I push and hold a key down, you can hear it kind of bobbles. This makes a like bouncy sound. Synth is what we use usually for melodies. So you can hear, oh, it's loading. Okay, so you can hear those. Then you got string sounds. Okay, there's all these different kinds of sounds. Okay, so I'm going to start with a pad, which is what we use. Okay, for a lot of melodies and electronic music. So I'm going to close that out. Okay, so you can see. All right, that's my sound. Now, if I close this window out, it still will work. I can control the volume here by turning it up more. All right, so it went back down again. Keep it there. Okay. So I want you to be able to see what I'm doing here. Okay. So that's how you change the sounds. Now, there's a lot of other things you can do. We're going to talk about them more next week. What a lot of these knobs do. Okay, and you can also do effects and stuff as well. And we'll talk about those next time. Okay, but we're going to start with just this, so you can see my keys here. All right. Now you learned in your piano lessons that C is here. Right? It's this key right here, okay? So your basic melody, you're going to want to start with a C and make sure you end on a C. And you can do whatever you want going on those white keys, but as long as you end on that C in your melody, you should be okay. So I could go down. All right, and that's staying within C, okay? For those of you that take band class, or maybe you are somebody who takes piano lessons and you know what scales are, that's a C scale, so we're following our scales, okay? For those of you that don't, it doesn't matter, just as long as you, whatever note you start on, so let's say I start on an E, which is here, okay? I can start there. okay, and then start and end on there, right? Now, generally you want to start on C, this key, okay? Or if you want it to sound more sad, you can start on A, which is the one here. All right, now I know it has these letters here. These are not the notes of the keyboard, okay? These have to do with keys on your laptop keyboard. So if we start on A, all right, it makes a sad sound, okay? So that's kind of basically how you make your melody. So what I'm going to do first is add a track, okay? And we're going to use the loop library. I'm just going to pick one real quick so that you don't have to watch me do this for too much longer, okay? So I'm going to just throw a drum sound on here. All right, I'm going to shorten it up a little. Okay, so that is my beginning sound. All right, now you're doing pop song structure, so you'll do your intro, that's 4 bars, then your verse, that's 8 bars, then chorus 16 or 8 bars, and then you copy and paste. So it goes A, B, C, B, C, A. Okay, so I have my drum sound here. So this is going to be my intro. So I'm going to click back on my 80s pad, okay, make sure it's highlighted, and I'm going to hit record and record a melody starting and ending on C. Then I hit record when I'm done, and then we can play it back. Okay, so let's say I made a mistake, okay, and I couldn't, I like hit a key too early, okay, and I don't really like the way that it sounds. I'm gonna double click on this, all right, and it brings up this thing. It's called a piano roll, okay. These are the keys on the piano, okay. These are the representatives of the notes that I played. So I played this note on C, I played this note on this key for a little longer, then I played a short one of this one, a short one of this one, then it was longer up here, then a short one here, then, and you can follow the pattern, okay? So let's say that I wanted to change where my notes were. If I zoom in a little, okay, you can see this is bar 1, right? Bar 2, these thick lines, and then these slightly less thick lines, these are the beat numbers. So let's say I want this to start on beat 1. See how there's a little space here? I'm going to drag it over so it starts on beat 1, okay? And I want it to last all the way until beat 2. So then this one, same thing, move it over a little, it's not quite lined up, okay? And let's say, move this over a little, okay, and I'm just kind of, and then I'm going to move this guy up a little bit, so it goes, now you don't have to do this, this is optional, okay, it's just for people that want to kind of mess around with this stuff a little bit. So now when I play it back, and if you want to rewind the video a little bit, you can hear the difference and it lines up a little bit better. Okay, so that's my melody. Now you have to use a recorded sound throughout this assignment. So at least one of your sounds in each section needs to be recorded. You do not, let's say I was going to do my B section next. I do not have to use the 80s pad again. I can use a different sound, and I just hit new track and click piano keyboard again. Okay, and the way that you start recording, let's say I pick a different one, I'm going to do guitar. Let's do guitar, pop guitar, big and clean. Okay, now if I want to start recording, I put it where I want to start recording. So I'm going to record my B section. So I hit record. Okay, so did you notice it counted off the 2 bars before and then started recording here? Okay, so that's what goes on, and then if you needed to move it, you can. All right, but you want wherever you want the recording to start, you just drag this and put it there, and that's where the recording will begin when you hit the record button after it gives you the count in. All right, and that's basically it. So have fun.